I'm Eric Novak. You know, Lincoln has had its struggles over the past few years. It really has had difficulty in branding and really driving an emotional connection with its clientele, and its overall sales has been suffering. But to their credit, they have really decided to refocus their branding efforts and design and create a new line of vehicles with the hope of creating more success and appreciation overall. It started with the Aviator, seeing earlier this year, and really this mid-size 3-row luxury crossover has been well received. I reviewed it and really enjoyed it, and we're seeing that continuation with more models coming out, such as what's behind me here, which is the 2020 or 2021 now, should I say, the Lincoln Corsair. It is a compact sort of 2-row luxury SUV along the same family and design philosophy as the Aviator. It's drawing my attention so far and drawing the attention of others. We're going to take a look at it on this latest review. So with the Corsair, there are 2 engines, actually 3 engines available, but on the regular Corsair, there are 2 4-cylinder engines, both turbocharged. You have a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that puts out 250 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. You also have a 2.3-liter 4-cylinder turbocharged that puts out 295 horsepower and 310 pound-feet of torque. The third option is actually the plug-in hybrid that is on the Corsair GT. Similar to the Aviator, there is a plug-in hybrid version of the Corsair, and that is a different power output altogether, and at a separate brand offering overall. Both engines in this Corsair are matted to an 8-speed select shift automatic transmission. It's generally fine. Actually, I've kind of liked it because I've noticed in the acceleration it's been responsive, and it's one of the things I actually noticed when I first got into the car. It drove pretty well, and especially with the transmission, it's one of these things, if you don't really notice it, then it's good. And I didn't notice it, so there you are. Fuel economy for the 2 engine options, the 2 gas-only engine options, are actually both the same if looking at all-wheel drive, because the 2-liter turbocharged does have front-wheel drive availability. The 2.3 is only all-wheel drive. But in terms of fuel economy, for both engines in all-wheel drive, you're looking at a combined fuel economy rating of 9.8 liters per 100 kilometers, which also works out to 24 US miles per gallon. In the 2-liter turbocharged with front-wheel drive only, you've got a little bit better economy. That works out to 9.4 liters per 100 kilometers, or 25 US miles per gallon. That fuel economy is really not earth-shattering. I mean, I'm not really bragging to anyone about that sort of ratings, but this is a luxury vehicle. It's kind of heavy, so I guess it's kind of expected. You are able to tow with the Corsair. Both engines have the same 3,000 pound towing limit. So, I mean, a small trailer or, a hitch for a couple of motorbikes or something like that, you should be fine. In terms of interior space, it's not too bad. We have room for 5, and leg room is decent enough. With the front row seat, you've got 43.2 inches of leg room if fully extended to the back. And in the second row, passengers have 38.6 inches of leg room. And it's actually, I've sat back there. It's not too bad overall. If you're going to go on a trip and you need some cargo for luggage, the Corsair here behind the second row seats has 27.6 cubic feet of cargo space. That was fine for me to get my groceries in. I did my 3-bin test, no issues, and it would be easy for some luggage or a couple of sets of golf clubs or something like that, even a hockey bag. We are in Canada in winter now. And if you put the second row seats down, you jump up to 57.6 cubic feet of cargo space, which is good for this category. I mean, I tried to lay down and I could get in there just about to the edge. Not that I would, but just giving it as a test. My 5'11" frame, and it was fine. Looking at the interior and the layout of this Corsair, there's one thing I see about Lincoln all the time, and they obviously want to differentiate themselves. Every company wants to be known for certain things in a certain way. But it seems to me that Lincoln, I don't want to say they try too hard in some areas, but there's little things that Lincoln likes to do that, while distinctive and unique and maybe elegant, I sometimes wonder if it's necessary. For example, the seat adjustments. Most of the time, look, we're just programmed to reach down to the side of our seat to do our manual adjustments. And with Lincoln, and I know they're not the only automaker that's done this, but they've put their adjustments here on the door right on the side here. And again, if you're driving this, if you own this over a period of time, it becomes a natural reaction. And I understand that for people like myself who are changing vehicles weekly, it becomes really hard to understand or to get used to. But, you know, a combination of seat adjustments on the side door, and then for some of the more finer lumbar adjustments, you need to go into the actual menu on the touchscreen, and it gets a little bit cumbersome. I don't know if they need to do it that way. I mean, I do like the fact that you can also get a massage on these chairs, but it just seems it's more laborious than it typically needs to be. Another example is with their shifters. I mean, with electronic shifting, you don't need a gear selector anymore. Of course, I get that, and you're seeing all kinds of variations. And Lincoln, as they saw with the Aviator, same on the Corsair, they have their piano sort of key shifter on the side. And again, it's not a game changer, it's not a deal breaker, but I just find that sometimes there's a reach. I know if I'm doing a 3-point turn, you're almost used to having your selector right beside your arm, but I got to stretch out for it and back and forth. So again, it's not horrible, but I wonder, do they really need that there? Or if the way the ergonomics are is the best? I mean, it's okay again, but again, one of those things that sticks out, and maybe not for the most ideal of reasons. A feature I really do like is they have wireless charging for your smartphone, how it is tucked away here in the center console. Now, I really like that because of the fact that it removes the temptation to be reaching for your phone, you know, since you shouldn't be doing that, touching or texting and driving or talking and driving. These are things that you should not be doing. So when it's put away, that's great, and it's charging at the same time. Where I wish they would add a little bit more to this feature is, I would love it if they installed a reminder chime when you turned off the ignition to remember that you have your phone in the charger. And I say this because, you know, about 60% of the time when I have this thing, I forget, and I get out of the car and I get in the house or I go where I'm going and I go, oh, right, I forgot it's there. I know, that's on me, right? We shouldn't have to always rely on technology to remember that we have things in certain places. However, this Corsair has a rear seat reminder. Hey, remember to check in the back in case you have something there because it detected that the rear seat had been open. Well, I think we can do that as well for the smartphone charger, especially if it's tucked away, because other manufacturers do that, and I think it would be really helpful, especially for a forgetful guy like me, if we'd be reminded, hey, dummy, don't forget your charger is in the center console. Overall, though, I do enjoy the drive here in the Corsair. I really do think from a general observational point of view that Lincoln has upped its game. You know, aside from some of the little, you know, semantic arguments I have about positioning and things, this has been a pleasure to drive for the past week. And I think that's a testament to the fact that Lincoln really says we need to be designing vehicles that are better aligned for what customers want. And I think they've done a good job overall on the interior here. Overall, this 2020 Lincoln Corsair has once again shown that they are committed as a brand to producing vehicles that are more in tune with the growing demographic that they want to attract, and the technology inside, the ride, the look, the overall feel has been something I enjoyed being in. Maybe there's hope for Lincoln yet. I think with vehicles like this and the Aviator and the Nautilus that just was launched, and it looks promising as well, we're probably seeing that this long-held and historic brand is not dead yet. I enjoyed my ride on this, and I hope you enjoyed this review. That's it for now. I'm Eric Novak. Thanks for watching. There's plenty of ways for you to keep connected with me, so check out some of my social media links, suggested videos, and you know, I'd really love it if you subscribe to my YouTube channel.